The question of man's place in the extended universe has been pondered by every known culture since the beginning of recorded history. Lacking the means to prove otherwise, discussions of an alternative to Earth's solitary existence have remained conceptual. The ongoing debate is spurred by the appearance of unexplainable phenomena through the centuries in the atmosphere and the space beyond, so much so that contact with alien civilizations has been depicted in some of the most ancient examples of representational art. In the rock drawings of Valcamonica on Italy's Lombardy plain, tantalizing etchings suggest that ancient man experienced the same type of appearances as those revealed to modern man. These drawings, dating back to 10,000 BC, serve as the counterpart to the present day's alleged evidence of such contact. In addition to aerial craft, depictions include light-emitting, helmeted human figures carrying unidentifiable artifacts. Such examples are to be found not only in the terrain of the world's land mass, but also in ancient tablets, temples, and vast Western cathedrals. In both the Old and New Testaments of the Bible, the appearance of what seems like supernatural beings are commonly typified by Ezekiel's visions of the wheel, interpreted by many to represent a heavenly craft or creature from the seraphic realm. Similar appearances range to angelic visitations at the birth of Christ and onto the book of Revelation at the New Testament's conclusion. Lacking scientific language with which to analyze these appearances, the angelic metaphor within the heavenly hierarchy model became the chosen designation of a scientifically uneducated population. The representations are esteemed and worshipped as the veritable reality of those times by millions throughout the world. If they depict actual events and beings, the Garden of Eden's angel of the flaming sword, the Annunciation to Mary, and the appearance of heralds to the shepherds, may be reinterpreted as any manner of phenomena through a scientific perspective. Naturally, as technological advances and the creation of flying aircraft become realities, the sighting of UFOs increased, as did the interest in potential contact with aliens. While incidents like the one at Roswell led to conspiracies and a craze among those who insisted the government was hiding proof of extraterrestrials' existence, governments across the world were actually secretly studying UFO sightings by the mid-20th century. Given all of that, it would hardly be groundbreaking for scientists in the 20th century to have a lunchtime discussion in which the search for extraterrestrial life arises, and the question of where it might reside is innocuous enough. However, a furor was created somewhat innocently when physicist Enrico Fermi voiced his casual lunchtime remark in the presence of colleagues in 1950. The august company included Edward Teller, a Hungarian physicist, Herbert York, an American nuclear physicist, whose lineage included Mohawk heritage, and Emil Konopinski, a nuclear physicist of Polish origin. Fermi himself, an Italian-American born in Rome, was renowned for developing a statistical base for subatomic phenomena, work on nuclear alterations caused by neutrons, and for leading the first controlled chain reaction from nuclear fission. In pursuit of managing the atom, he created the first nuclear reactor. A gifted theoretician, he advanced the field of statistical mechanics and won the Nobel Prize over a decade before he asked his important question. The four men represented a fair percentage of the research corps during the Manhattan Project that developed and produced the atomic bomb. Despite the sophisticated conversation that appears to have followed, Fermi's oft-asked question soon became elevated within the scientific community as the Fermi paradox. The subsequent musings on our search for extraterrestrial life have grown to such proportions that extensive lists of solutions to the inquiry proliferate with each passing year. Not only is the core of the question bombarded with speculative theory, but the viability of the term paradox is itself called into question. Merriam-Webster characterizes a paradox as a statement that is seemingly contradictory or opposed to common sense, and yet is perhaps true.